Okay. So this is somebody that is that doesn't form emotional attachments, and so they're kind of you know, their friendship circle might be very, very small. It might also be quite superficial. They don't have depth to their relationships with other people, and I feel that you're understanding that. I do see you turning away. We have here the Knight of Cups and the Ace of Wands. This pangolin, I guess, with the swan is turning away, walking away, moving away from a situation. Mainly because I do feel that you need more validation. You need that sense of reciprocity. You need somebody who is a lot more considerate, okay? Like in your eyes, you feel this person is very inconsiderate, but I do sense that you want somebody who's a lot more emotionally available. And so enters this person, and this is the second person here. We have here the Queen of Cups. And I'm not reading the suit as a person anymore, because we have a lot of cross watchers. We have a lot of people with different planetary aspects, and you know, astrology is very complicated. It's the sun sign, the moon sign, the rising sign. That's like scratching the surface. That's like 3% of what astrology entails. Okay, and so by saying, you know, this is a water sign, sun, moon, or rising, I feel that it just glosses over the entire study of astrology. And so I'm going to read it as just, you know, the energy of a person. This is somebody who's a lot more emotionally available, okay? Just emotionally available. You have a strong emotional connection with them. And because you have such a strong emotional connection with them, you start to feel passion and chemistry with them. You start to feel, and I do feel like this person is quite attractive, very beautiful, very attractive. I'm seeing somebody who's like very well dressed, okay? Like they dress really, really well. They look presentable, they look very nice, they smell good, they're always clean. Um, they're made up, so like they could have a lot of not a lot of makeup. There's nothing wrong with wearing a lot of makeup, but I feel like they're dressed to go out. Like every time you see them, they look picture perfect. They're dressed to go out. They take care of themselves. They look great, and they're beautiful and attractive. And you know, they just look clean, and they just look like they know what they're doing, that they know, that they're aware, you know. Whereas this person was kind of like fumbling in the dark. This person is very aware. And so you're shifting from the energy of one person who's kind of clueless to another person who's a lot more, I guess, considerate, a lot more attentive, a lot more observant, a lot more observant. I also feel that you could be dating two people. One person is quite fun. The other person, there's a very strong emotional connection. There's strong attraction, but they might be a little bit more on the selfish or the possessive side, okay? So one person might be a little bit more possessive. Like, I didn't mean to say selfish. I meant to say jealous, but selfish came out, so maybe. So selfish, or like they're a little bit more wrapped up in what they want, in their emotions, in what they want, in what they want to hold on to. And I feel like the emotions are very, very intense, okay? This is somebody that, you know, you've dated them for a really short time, and they talk about love. And it's not like they're just blurting it out. I feel that they feel emotions very strongly, and so they want to express themselves. And they're just very honest, very open with how they feel, and they know how they feel at all times. Whereas this person was not like that. They held back. They didn't communicate emotionally. And so this is a breath of fresh air for you. I would urge you, the passion is really strong here, Ace of Wands. I would urge you to slow down. You're kind of like going from one extreme to the other. That's what it feels like to me. And so I would urge you to slow down, because I feel like this person over here, there's a lot of passion, there's a lot of chemistry. You guys are a very good match. But they might be in a position where, they're thinking about like, let's put a ring on it. Let's get married. Let's start a family. And it's like 3 months in the 3 months, 3 weeks into the relationship, and they're already planning these things. And so I do feel possessiveness. I do see a sense of jealousy with this person. It's someone who's fiercely, fiercely loyal, but they're also fiercely protective of the things and the people that they love, okay? She's like gripping and holding on to this lobster. And then I also feel like the realization here with this judgment card is you're a little bit taken aback by the intensity of this person. When you were dating this person, you wanted intensity, you wanted passion, you wanted intensity. And then, so this relationship was lacking in that. So you might have moved away from it. And now you're meeting exactly the person that you were hoping for. Intensity, passion. And then you realize that the intensity is too much. So you're kind of like stuck in this loop, okay? And that's what I mean by you're moving away from one extreme and landing yourself in the other end of the spectrum. And so if you're still dating this person, I almost feel like, it's that hazardous sign. It's that hazardous sign where it's telling you to caution. It doesn't mean they're bad people. It just means, you have to think about, why is this person so possessive? Why is this person so jealous? Why is it 3 weeks into this relationship and they're already talking about marriage, talking about children, talking about, moving in together, getting a house, getting engaged? So mull over these decisions, because with the Ace of Wands, it denotes to me impulsiveness as well. And so we want to make sure we are on the same page before we can make these, major decisions. Okay? Especially if we have children in the picture as well. So I feel like something is starting off really, really fast. It's great. It's passionate. And I feel that this person really likes you. And they might feel that you are the one. And then I also feel you have that ex coming back into the picture. And I feel like they're totally opposite people. On like, at first glance, or from what you remember, or from what you know about these two people, they're totally different people. But in its essence, I feel one person is a lot more expressive. The other one was very non-expressive. But at the heart of the matter, their energies are very similar, okay? They might have issues when it comes to emotional expression. One is too much, one is too little. Try to find that balance, okay? You might be that middle ground for them, for both of them. You might be that anchor point, and that's where they gravitate towards you. So just be careful that you have to moderate a relationship. Just be careful that you have to be the one where the other person leans on, because that can create, codependency. So, you want to be careful of that, okay? The second image that I saw for you was, I see this dark corridor. It looks almost like a hospital or like a school. It has a lot of different rooms, and it seems very clean and kind of sterile. And it's dark. It's, I can see a little bit, like I would say 30-40% visibility. It's dark out, the hallway is very dark, and I see this man kind of walking down this corridor, and he can't really see, he can't really see, right? It's dark. So he's holding out his hands. He's walking slowly, he's holding out his hands, trying to feel, for where the walls are, what's in front of him, so that he doesn't trip and fall. So he's walking, and it makes me feel really uncomfortable. I'm looking at him walk down this hall, but I feel the discomfort because, when we're in that kind of an environment, where we don't know what's underneath us, where we don't know what's 10 feet in front of us, it can feel very unnerving, and it can also feel just really uncomfortable, vulnerable and exposed and uncomfortable. Okay, that those are like the messages that came through, especially like vulnerable. And so I do sense heavily that you're in a environment where something is very new, and it makes you feel a little bit vulnerable and a little bit exposed and a little bit uncomfortable as well. Do I take off running? Do I just run to the end of the hall and hope that everything will be okay? And what use is it if I'm meant to get hurt? Do I just get a early start and just run and make it fast and swift? Or do I slowly put myself through this agonizing discomfort, fear, feeling around for what's in front of me, feeling around for what's around me, and prolonging the discomfort, right? So I feel like those are the thoughts going through this man's head as he heads down this hallway. From what I can see, the hallway is clear. There are no chairs just thrown about. There's nothing that can really hurt him. It's a sterile environment. And so I just feel like a lot of what you're experiencing is the novelty, the newness of a situation where you're going to have to it's like you don't have the map, you don't have the blueprint, you don't have the previous knowledge about the situation. And so you're kind of like thrown in and, forced to figure things out. For some of you, you might be dating somebody who might have children, and you're doing this for the very first time. And you're just like, I don't know how this is going to play out, but I'll do it little by little. You might be like in a relationship and you're meeting somebody's parents for the first time. And you're just like, I don't know, it's going to be, a little bit strange, uncomfortable, awkward even. But let me just jump in and then feel things out. And then for others, you might be taking somebody, excuse me, you might be dating somebody who is ethnically, culturally, very different from you, religiously very different from you. And you've always had like preconceived notions in the back of your mind. It's going to be like this, or they're like this, so and so is like this race, this religion is like this culture is like this. And so you're kind of like nervous about like how to bridge that cultural divide, how to bridge that divide in general with a significant other or somebody that you're dating. And I do feel what's coming through is relationships that are very new, like a budding romance where there's still a lot of chemistry, a lot of getting to know each other, a lot of like, showing your best selves to each other because the relationship is still very new. And new love is always, really sweet, but it comes with it that sense of butterflies in your stomach because you don't know everything about the other person and you're still trying to figure things out and you're still learning about each other, and it makes it really exciting. So I feel like this spread is all about that it's like a fizzy, almost like champagne, sparkling water. It's like that, the fizziness, the fuzziness, the butterflies in your stomach that comes with the territory, that comes with a new job. It comes with a new relationship. It comes with like a situation where you're thrown into an environment that is very brand new to you. You don't have a map. You don't have guidelines. You don't have like a manual for how to do things. All you can do is dig through, your lab kit and, take a little bit of sample here, take a little bit of sample there. Take samples, test the parameters, and then reach your conclusion. So I feel like you're in a very good environment I don't feel like it's experimentation, but I feel like it's like testing the waters, okay? Testing the waters, navigating this environment so that you can make the final determination, like, is this worth my time? Is this going to work out for me? Is this what I thought it would be? And I feel that you are very pleasantly surprised that what you thought was one way was another. What you thought this person was going to be turns out to be another. Okay, that can be good or that can be bad, but I do feel this sense of like, you know, this fizziness coming through where you're experiencing the joys of the anticipation, the excitement and the trepidation, all of it. And I feel like it's all surrounding a new situation that you're navigating, and especially a new relationship. Okay. I've talked enough about that. So I have the Ace of Wands here, and this is what I saw earlier as you have the stick of power in your hand to change a lot of lives and to make things better for other people. I also feel we have the World. A cycle is closing up with another person, with one person, and something new is coming into the picture with this World card. And then we also have as well the Hierophant and the Seven of Cups, okay? I usually look at this in tandem, like the reading the cards and how they interact with each other. This is all your findings. These are all your results. These are all the things that you imagine something to be. And you're making that final determination, writing up your analysis, writing up your assessment, writing up your findings. And, you know, people are deferring to your judgment, okay? So the last four cards is very much about, you know, the major energies for this year, because we have the Hierophant and the Hangman, which are major arcana cards. So I do sense here a conclusion is reached. People are waiting for your final say, for your final word, for your word of wisdom to tell them whether or not something is fit or whether or not something is a good fit. Okay, so you might even have like two potential suitors waiting around for you and asking you to decide. Okay, asking you to decide. Like, is it going to be me or is it going to be that other person? And I feel like you've already made up your mind because you want to go for that relationship that has a lot more emotional depth to it. And you're meeting somebody that will show you the depth of emotion like nobody else can.